Hello? Hello? Can anyone hear me? Wait a minute, I don't think the connection's strong. Hold on, give me 1 second. Maybe if I... Nope, that's not working. Okay, what about now? Hello? Hi. Okay, I think you guys can hear me. Hello. I'm Scoobies, or you can call me Jay, and this is my segment. I know it's kind of weird saying that I have a segment because I didn't think I would. I kind of begged and pleaded for it, but hey, we're here. We did it. Congratulations, you won. This isn't a virus, unless you'd consider this a virus on the whole video itself. In that case, I'm very sorry. No form of antivirus will fix it. I'm sorry. You're kind of stuck with me. Anyway, hello. As I was saying, my name is Jay, or Scoobies, whatever you feel like calling me. And this is my segment where I talk about movies or TV shows or movie TV shows. So let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I'm an aspiring actor, director, writer. Like I said, I'm an aspiring actor. I may or may not have dabbled in theater a little bit, just a little bit here and there. I played the role of Sebastian's body double in The Little Mermaid. And that's kind of the most prominent role I've ever had. But hey, at least it's something. But don't call me a theater kid. Just because I did theater, don't call me a theater kid. Please don't call me a theater kid. As much as like, hey, theater kids are cool, they're also really weird because we get it, you're in theater. You don't need to scream Hamilton at me in the middle of a Target just for me to understand that you're a theater kid. I get it. You've told everyone already. We get it. All right. I'm also a fan of movies and TV shows and comics and just nerdy stuff in general. I like comic books and I like movies. And every now and then I might dabble in a comic book movie, but not as of late because there's a serious quality control issue happening at Disney and Marvel, and I don't know what's gonna happen. But hey, gotta love Moon Knight, right? Right. Today's movie recommendation is going to be the 2019 film Knives Out, which was written and directed by Rian Johnson. So here's the thing, right? A normal person would have memorized all of the cast members and stuff like that, but I don't have time for that. And when I say I don't have time for that, I'm too lazy. So I'm going to take out my handy dandy cell phone and I'm going to read the list off to you. We're very professional over here. Look, we'll get better at it as the show goes on. Don't worry about it. So, the movie stars Ana de Armas, Daniel Craig, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Shannon, Toni Collette, Chris Evans, and like so many more people. Like people who you'd be like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? I'm glad you're here, but I didn't think you'd be here. Like, the worst character from 13 Reasons Why. Hannah. Yeah, Hannah. The worst character. Well, second worst character. Next to Bryce. The movie is a whodunit comedy that follows Daniel Craig as Detective Blanc as he tries to solve the murder of a mystery novelist who, his throat got slit. Yeah, it's really dark. An old man got his throat slit. It's really dark. But Detective Blanc assumes that his children may have had a hand in the murder, so he's on the case. And the thing is, I want to get into a more in-depth review about it, but I almost don't want to say too much because I walked into the movie kind of blind, right? In fact, you know what? Let me take this time to explain a story about the movie, okay? I watched one trailer. Just one trailer. That was it. That's all I watched. Just one. That was it. Just one trailer. And I kind of went in blind after that. They released, I think, like 2 more trailers after that, but I just... Because, sometimes they'll give away the ending of a movie in a trailer. So I kind of wanted to avoid that. So I just watched the one and was like, that's it. But here's the thing. I really wanted to go see this movie. When it came out in theaters, I was super, super excited. Really wanted to see it. Problem was, no one wanted to go with me. Because, okay, usually when I go to the movies, I see movies with my dad, or my friends and my dad. Or just my dad again. And I made several Facebook posts about, like, hey, can we go see Knives Out? And no one responded. So, I just looked in the mirror and I said, self, we're going to the movies. So I asked my 70-something-year-old grandma and said, hey, can you drive me to the movies? And she said, oh, sure, baby. And she took me to the movies. And I showed up, and it was really weird seeing a movie by myself. So allow me to recount the experience. So get out the car, I walk into the theater, and I said, 1 ticket to Knives Out, please. I said it a lot cooler than I'm imagining. Or maybe it was actually a lot lamer than I'm imagining. I don't know. I do like an idealized version of myself in my head, so I could have just said it like, 1 ticket to Knives Out, please. But, you guys weren't there, so you can't tell me if that was true or if it wasn't. So the person at the register is like, here you go. Here's 1 ticket. I said, thank you. And they said, all right, enjoy the movie. I said, thanks. You too. The saddest part is I wish I could say this was the only time it happened, but it's not. So then I walk into like the big old, would you call that an auditorium? The place where they're just like, there's posters and cardboard cutouts and then popcorn and like that, not the concession stand. I know what a concession stand is, but like that little weird area. What would you call that? Anyway, I was on my way to get my ticket ripped in half, and I was like, you know what? I want soda. I want popcorn. I deserve it. So I walked up to the counter, and there was this girl who, I'm sorry, you are too pretty to be working at this movie theater in the middle of nowhere on a Tuesday. So I go up to her and I say, can I have popcorn and soda, please and thank you? And she was like, sure, dude, coming right up. And I was like, yeah, I even order my own food. I'm an adult now. So I sat there and I waited just a few minutes, and then she came back with my popcorn and my drink and was like, here you go. And I was like, thanks. I paid her, and she said, all right, enjoy your movie. And I said, thanks, you too. But this time, I walked away before it got too awkward. So that was better than the last time, but still very embarrassing. I wonder if she still remembers me. So I walk into the auditorium and I sit down, and unfortunately, like I mentioned, I saw this movie on a Tuesday afternoon, so rightfully so, it was me and an elderly couple in the theater. But, hey, look, it's whatever. I had a lot of fun. I picked my own seats. It was a perfect seat, actually. And I just had a lot of fun. And I enjoyed the movie. And it was just something about seeing a movie by myself for the first time that felt very liberating and freeing and exciting. Like, yo, I think I'm gonna go see movies by myself more often. I don't need other people to go see movies. If I want to go see a movie, I'm gonna go see a movie. Who cares? And I was really excited about that. So with that being said, the movie. All right. So I'm gonna try to give a vague description of certain characters and events because I don't want to give away too much, right? So Detective Blanc is the strangest character ever because he's as suave as James Bond because it's Daniel Craig, but he also has the mannerisms of Colonel Sanders. So it's this really weird hybrid of like, you're so cool, yet, man, do you have a good fried chicken recipe? Because I bet you do. And the thing is, outside he has this really goofy and southern exterior, but he has the mind of Sherlock Holmes. So imagine, if you will, Colonel Sanders, but as a sleuth. And there you got Detective Blanc. And somehow it works. In fact, I shouldn't be surprised that it works because I absolutely adore Rian Johnson. Even despite The Last Jedi, yes, I don't like The Last Jedi either, but hey, he makes good movies. He's directed episodes of Breaking Bad that are amazing. His first movie, which is one of my top 10 favorite movies, Brick, is a neo-noir movie that takes itself super seriously, yet all the characters are high schoolers. And they play it so straight. They don't try to play it for laughs like a certain movie. And it genuinely respects the genre and the story that it's trying to tell. I really want a sequel. And the thing that I really enjoy about the movie is, if I'm going to be entirely transparent, you might figure out the twist very early on. I watched the movie with someone a few years back, and they were able to figure it out. However, it does a little bit of kind of like a, wait, what? What's going on? It misdirects you a little bit, but you might still get it. However, the journey is still interesting and entertaining, because some mystery movies where you figure out what the twist is, and then the rest of the movie kind of just stops being interesting because you already guessed it. Or movies where you think you know who the killer is, but then they kind of try to pull the rug from out under your feet, but it comes off as like, that's literally everything you showed me contradicts what you're saying. But basically, got Detective Blanc. And then you have Jamie Lee Curtis as Linda, who plays the mystery novelist Harlan Thrombey's daughter. And she is A very strong, independent woman. And I don't mean in that kind of like, I'm a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. However, she doesn't. She really doesn't. But she's very headstrong and determined and focused. And a businesswoman. And the thing is that I've noticed about the characters in the movie is they're very dysfunctional. Very, very, very dysfunctional. And then you have Michael Shannon playing Walt Thromby, who is the son of Harlan Thromby, the character who was killed in the movie. And he's a spineless little nothing of a guy. Has a cool beard, though. He has a nice beard. Oh, you know what? You know who else is in the movie? Who I'm surprised is in the movie. You know what? We're just gonna derail this. Hold on. We're gonna derail this part just for a second. Bear with me. Wait. Who? Frank Oz is in the movie. Wait a minute. Is this Frank Oz is in the movie? Grover? So like I said, I don't want to get too much into the movie because I don't want to spoil it. I promise with my next review, I'll go in like much more in depth. I really want you guys to be able to enjoy this movie and just kind of just go in blind. It's really interesting and it's really clever and funny. That's the thing. It's funny. It's a murder mystery, but it's hilarious. And if I'm being honest, I'm a little excited for the sequel. So remember, this is all just a suggestion. You don't actually have to watch the movie if you don't want to. But remember, I know the parts of your house where the shadows of the dark.